everyone. Lisa Haven here, and I just want to be very blunt in today's broadcast. A reckoning unlike we've ever seen before here in the United States of America is now playing out. We can't continue to spend money endlessly via this COVID-19 pandemic and not see any massive repercussions of that. Not only that, but all these mandates and measures that were forced on the population this last year and a half, and now with these new mandates, with Biden saying that if you have over 100 employees, you have to force vaccinate your employees, or they have to be subjugated to test. Well, this is causing a mass influx of people being fired and layoffs all across the country, which is causing shortages everywhere, not to mention increased prices on the gas pump, increased prices at the grocery store, and of course, Joe Biden and the Democrats' icing on the cake, which is going to completely obliterate our country, is these massive tax hikes. And I can't wait to get into it with you. But before I do, I just want to give a quick shout out to my partner at hidewithlisa.com. Look, if you guys don't have a VPN, you really need to get one. With all the big tech monitoring and watching what you do, you need to keep your privacy as your own privacy. And this is what a VPN does. And right now, you can get Hide with Lisa for 50% off for life. So check it out today and protect yourself from, having any of your information taken by these big corporations. Check it out at hidewithlisa.com. All right. So just what is this reckoning that we are experiencing here in the United States of America and quite frankly, all across the globe? It's like a global breakdown of society. But for starters, when you implement lockdowns and mandates and measures, there's always consequences to that. Well, we are seeing a lot of those consequences play out today here in the United States. And some of those consequences include this: foxbusiness.com. Grocery prices are headed even higher than they are right now. And that's according to Kroger. And they say beef prices have risen 14% this year, while pork prices have jumped 12.1%, and poultry prices are up 6.6%. And they do not see this turning around. They see it getting more and more higher as the years go on. Then we also have Fox Business. Nestle sees higher input cost inflation next year. So more inflation coming. Breitbartnews.com. Food inflation hits record high. Prices up sharply on beef, on chicken, on poultry, on turkey, on eggs, and on fish. And then we have 3M also warning inflation is here to stay. They don't see it going away, and they see auto production tumbling more than expected. Now, all of this, I believe, is as a result of the lockdown mandates and measures that we had. This caused a topple effect of shortages in the shipping containers, of shortages of international trade, and shortages right here in the United States of America. Now, not only that, but when Biden paid people, and still is paying people to stay home, this is causing labor shortages in every single aspect, in your distributors, those who are distributing the food, in your trucking industry, in your grocery store industry. And as a result, we are seeing all these topple effects of what the Democrats are doing to our society, and we cannot continue on this path. So we're reaping some of that right now here in the United States of America. And on top of everything, right, we have the Democrats who are raising taxes on United States Americans. Here we go, Newsmax.com. Democrats are now finalizing their biggest tax increase in history. And by the way, the tax increase that they're proposing, well, it's worse than communist China. We're going to pay more here in the United States of America, certain classes of citizen are, than those in communist China. Here's another article on it. American for tax reform. Democrats are proposing $3 trillion tax hike on working families and small businesses. Keep in mind, small businesses were the most impacted, and they are the most impacted by all these mandates and measures by Biden's administration. And then, of course, CNBC.com. We have top earners in New York could face 61.2 combined tax rate. Holy cow. Under the Democrats' House plan, California's may face up to 59% rate. Those are monstrosities. Monstrosities. Now, if you take everything that's happening in conjunction with Biden's new vaccine mandate, let me take you to that here. Oops. Sorry, I had to add that in there. See all those how do I say, Biden got played by a bunch of kids, and kids came in Trump hats and Trump gear. You can see the little boy in the Trump shirt there, and they're all smiling with their Trump gear with Joe Biden. Just thought I'd throw that in there. But going back on over, if we go on over to what Biden did, and that's this. This was announced just a few days ago, CNN.com. Biden announces a new vaccine mandate that could cover over 100 million Americans. And I've been touching this in detail, but because of this mandate, right, this is going to cause massive job loss all across the country because people are going to be fired for not following through with this particular mandate. And I talked about this, by the way, on restrictedrepublic.com. And when I did this article, it was earlier in the month before Joe Biden did his announcement. And I talked about how LA, Chicago, San Francisco, all these cities that were putting these restrictions down were going to be suffering massive losses on healthcare and everything because of these mandates. And now, well, as you know, Joe Biden has made this mandate across the United States of America. Now these job losses are coming not only to these cities, but all across the country. And by the way, if you're not on Restricted Republic, get there. Use the coupon code 20 and the word off, the number 20 and the word off to get $20 off your entire first year. But I've got all kinds of critical information that you absolutely need to see. And with all of this censorship, you really want to get to restrictedrepublic.com. But anyhow, as a result of this, the reason that I say we're going to start seeing many people lose jobs, and this is going to cause massive gaps, is because of this right here. This is on thehill.com. Whopping 67% of unvaccinated Americans said that they're going to quit their job if vaccines are mandated. 67%. So think about what that's going to do to every industry. And we're already seeing a topple effect of that. Here we have Cairo7.com, New York hospital to pause baby deliveries after staffers quit over vaccine mandates. In other words, they don't have enough staff there in that hospital. And this is one of the first cities to implement the mandate. So if it's happening in New York, when Biden's mandates go full-fledged here in the United States of America, and I pray to God that they don't, I know the RNC is taking Joe Biden to court over this, and thank God, and a lot of the governors are fighting this. But if this mandate were to succeed in any way, shape, or form, then what's happening in New York is going to happen on a global scale, and we're going to have pretty much shortages in every department. We're going to have them in our police department. We're going to have them in our fire department. We're going to have them in our healthcare. You think the lines are long now for healthcare? Just wait until this kind of stuff starts happening. Then we have Gateway Pundit, Kentucky healthcare workers who refuse to comply with the vaccine mandate. Hospitals are firing them. Here's what's also happening as well, and I just thought I'd share this. People are being told that they can't come back to work because they're not getting vaccinated, and they're refusing even to fire them, right, for fear of getting sued. Then we also have this. Missouri City Police Chief unexpectedly resigns along with every single officer. What that means is the entire police department, if you will, has resigned for multiple reasons, including some mandates and measures, of course. Then we also have this. We have Baltimore Sun. First responders nationwide are resisting the COVID vaccine mandates, which means you're going to lose, and I'm going to lose, a lot of first responders. These are people we need on the front line, and very educated people at that. Then we have Breitbart. LAPD officers are filing a lawsuit against city over mandate. And I could show you story after story after story of this happening across the country, because the bottom line is here, when you force something on a population that a lot of people, are saying, hey, this is about free will. And that's what I see it. It's free will. If you're going to claim it on the abortion side as a Democrat, then you've got to claim it on the other side. It's just the hypocrisy makes me sick. But that aside, this is causing some pretty turbulent times in the United States of America. And quite frankly, we ain't seen nothing yet. If this gets fully implemented and doesn't get stopped in court, we're going to see layoffs all over the United States of America. And whether you're for it or against what Biden has done, the bottom line here is it's going to affect you, and it's not going to affect you in a good way. And if you didn't lose your job, well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The big iceberg underneath is the fact that many people that you rely on for services are being let go from their position. And that is going to have a ripple effect on everyone. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. By the way, don't forget, I'm going to be at the Hear the Watchman, and I'm going to take you to the website there, conference this weekend. If I can get there. There we go. I Hear the Watchman conference this weekend. And that's in San Diego, California, September 16th through the 19th. I'll be live and in person. And by the way, if you can't make it to the conference, that's fine. I know we're very limited on the number of people we're allowing in that conference this year, but you also can get the virtual. You can buy it virtually. Just use the coupon code HAVEN and the number 10 to get a 10% discount on the virtual ticket if you just want to watch it at home from your computer as well. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.